When you become a therapist, people ask you all the time, what got you into this field? To me, it's really simple. Many people will just say, well, I like helping people, and I've always had a knack for being there for others, and I want to be the best person, and I want to pay it forward, and those are cliche answers, right? We're all therapists because, of course, we want to help people. But for me, it's a little bit more personal because, my aunt was killed by a drunk driver when she was 21. My grandpa suffered from addiction. My sister suffers from addiction, and it's something that hits home. I told myself before I got into this field that I wouldn't work in substance use. I grew up with it, I was familiar with it, and I wanted to do something different. And the Marine Corps was the bridge to getting into this field. I stepped on those footprints in MCRD San Diego, and I didn't know who I was. But there was always this innate sense that I wanted to help people. I came from this family of addiction and mental health, and I did something completely different than what my family wanted me to do or thought I would do. The question was, when I said I was going to join, are you sure? Well, you could die. You're going to be a Marine? And I said, yeah, I'm going to be. And it was the greatest decision because if I had never stepped on those footprints, I would never be where I am today. I'd gotten out of the military. I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do and how I wanted to become a therapist. And I had to make a major life decision, and what that led to was getting divorced. And I packed up my stuff. I was living in North Carolina. I was calling every internship site in the state of Texas. The Arbor was the only one that responded to my call. When I got on the phone, said, well, when can you be here? I said, January 1st. Packed up my stuff, didn't have a penny to my name, and from my first internship, I was never able to leave. It felt like home. It felt like I was doing something great. It felt like it was my purpose. It was so different because I had come from the military where your job was to destroy the enemy, and now I'm helping people. I got to give back, and I got to find a way to really find that thing deep down in my spirit that I knew that I was missing. I couldn't go back in time and be there for my grandpa. I couldn't be there for my sister. I tried, but I learned very quickly being in this field and helping others that I could take that energy and put it towards something else. I think back at a time when my sister was into it really deeply, into addiction. I tried everything I could to save her, and everything I did, it didn't work. It pushed her farther and farther. And so what I learned after the last time that I tried to help her and did some of the craziest things that I ever thought that I would never recommend to anybody else, and just be there for them. Pick up the phone. Don't persecute them. Don't push them further away. If you get the chance to answer that phone call at 11:30 at night, answer it and tell them how much you love them and tell them you're always there for them. Because a lot of the times people are so disconnected and they're so far in it that they can't hear anything. And so the best thing that I could say to other people that have loved ones that are struggling with substance abuse is just be there. Love them, whether they're using or they're not. You don't have to save them. You don't have to fix it for them. You don't have to do it for them. But you can love them, and you can show up, and you can have compassion. We have clinicians from all walks of life, and you're tasked as a clinical director to lead this team. And something that I learned from the Marine Corps was I can't lead every Marine the same. Every Marine that I was tasked to be in charge with was a different person. They came from different backgrounds, different races, different age groups, different family backgrounds. And the one thing that I learned is that it is so important to lead each individual as an individual, to inspire them, to give them autonomy, to help them be there for the clients. One of the biggest things that I do is I really look at trying to create a safe space. It's not about the modality. It's about how you show up for that client. It's about creating a space for each individual that walks through that door and sits in front of you. It's not about going back to this intervention and this intervention. It's about sitting in front of that client and hearing